Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have an interesting episode for you guys, so make sure you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, as y'all know, Iman Shumpert is easily one of the most entertaining former NBA players out there. And I also think that he's also one of the more insightful guys. If you listen to Iman Shumpert talk about basketball, he really speaks about it from a very unique standpoint. And obviously he uses his experience to talk as well. But I think he comes up with some great basketball analysis, at least from all the times that I've heard him. But also he's extremely funny. And you don't need to look any further than when he was on the Bootleg Kev podcast a few months ago, and I thought it was total fireworks, right? Especially when it came to the part of him defending the Chicago Bulls, because, you know, the Jordan Chicago Bulls, because I believe Iman Shumpert is from Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I thought it was just hilarious, right? I thought it was hilarious, and now he seems to be making his media rounds again, and now he's on one of his familiar stops, which is Vlad TV, and he's been on there I think at least once or twice before, but I know he's been there a few times. And as y'all know, he was one of the former teammates of LeBron James. And if I'm not mistaken, he was actually part of that 2016 team that came back, 2016 Cleveland Cavaliers team that actually came back from being down 3-1 to the Golden State Warriors. And every time you hear Iman Shumpert talk about LeBron James, he always speaks of him in a very glowing fashion, but he also speaks very highly of him as well, and he gives a lot of interesting takes on LeBron. So yesterday, I was listening to a clip on Vlad TV that we're going to play for you guys shortly, and during that clip, Vlad essentially asked him, hey, what do you think about the LeBron James and Luka Doncic comparisons? Because y'all know Luka Doncic is probably the best player still playing in the NBA playoffs right now, maybe between him and Jason Tatum and Jimmy Butler. So he asked him about that comparison, and what I want you guys to take a listen to is Iman Shumpert's response to the to Vlad asking him that question. So for those of you who missed that exchange, take a listen to some of the things that he had to say here, and then we're going to come back and really unpack this thing here. So take a listen to what he had to say.
Well, LeBron said that Luka is his favorite player right now.
Yeah.
I mean, would you say that Luka could be the next LeBron?
No. He could be Luka.
I'm saying someone of that caliber.
No. Bro, LeBron is have y'all seen the man 6'9", running that fast, jumping that high, can conform to that many different situations. Like, we can't even put that on Luka. Luka play a different style game. He's showing you great at a different, you know what I'm saying? If you saying, can he be the same star caliber? Like marketability?
I mean,
or you saying like as good a player?
As good of a player.
No way.
Marketability, I don't care about. I'm talking about, can he get as many rings?
Now, marketability is different.
No, that's different.
He could. Now, if the NBA decide he bigger than LeBron, he gonna be bigger than LeBron. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, as far as, like Bron was also talking about, when somebody step over half court with that ball, it's a little different with LeBron on a full head of steam than Luka. I ain't saying there's no disrespect to Luka. I'm just saying you can't ask Luka to grow more inches, make himself bigger. You know what I'm saying? Make himself jump higher. It's like how he is now is how he is now. How effective it is dope, but I don't think it's the same type of caliber pressure. You see what I'm saying? Now, I could be wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying what I'm saying, but at the look of it, you go back and look at LeBron at that age, bro. You got to go look at, you got to really go look at it, though.
No, I
mean, what's this, Luka, third year?
Yeah, he's still on his rookie contract.
But it's his third year.
Yeah.
Go look at LeBron in year 3. Just go check it out if you got time. Just check a quick clip of LeBron moving from end to end with the basketball, and you're going to see what I'm saying. It's just like, whoa. Even go watch Mike. Go back and look at Mike, year 3, and watch their movement, how they attacking all that. It's just like, nah. And I'm just saying the caliber player, it's the athleticism. You can't just throw that into him. That's what I'm saying. Like, he can get better with moves and everything, but also the league gets to watch these moves. So you got to keep adding them. Your footwork, it's just like, can you do where it's like, we knew all your moves and then you just pull some random athletic. That's kind of what I'm suited to watching, and watching the value of players. When you get to the NBA, everybody adjusts. Defenses adjust. traps happen, do things to get the ball out of your hand, and your response to that is what makes you great. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see him having the athletic edge that I've seen LeBron's and Kobe's and Mike's have. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's usually your breaking point where it's like you can do some freakishly athletic stuff nobody can do about it. I just think after a while, somebody's going to stop the step back stuff. There's no way I could watch James Harden do that for that long and not win. And then look at Luka like, okay, you're going to step back with your right hand, but yours is going to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you could prove me wrong, but I don't see the same type of dominance of LeBron coming from Luka. You know what I'm saying?
Now, a few things before I get to my larger point. This is something that I really want to discuss and really, really get off my chest, because I think it is a problem that is running rampant right now in the sports world, and I think someone needs to address it. So I'm going to try to be the first one to do it. We as fans, as sports fans, as NBA fans, need to stop comparing players that we're seeing today to players in the past based off of something that literally just happened. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The moment you start to do that, you're actually devaluing players like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, and others. We get into this thing where it seems like the latest thing that happened 5 minutes ago is the best thing that has ever happened. For whatever reason, it seems to happen a lot in this generation, particularly. And what and the message it sends is that, oh, what those guys did in the past, it was easy. It was easy. All a guy has to do today is play well for maybe 1 or 2 seasons, and all of a sudden, we're ready to compare this guy to some of the greatest basketball players of all time. Let me quickly say this. Let me ask this. Do y'all know how hard it is to be great at basketball for an 8 to 10 year stretch? Do you know how hard it is to be great or good at something in general for 8 to 10 years? It is extremely, extremely hard. And then on top of that, win championships, have competitive teams along the way. Do y'all know how hard that is? I think we are I'm being honest, I think we are in the prisoner of the moment era, where the last thing that happened 5 minutes ago is the best thing that has ever happened. And I think a lot of that is based off of just emotion and knee-jerk reactions. Something happens, and it's one of the reasons you see all of these ridiculous stats. You go onto these sports websites, you see all of these ridiculous milestone stats. You say, this guy scored this amount of points in this amount of games, and the next thing you know, oh, the only players that did that were Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. Like, stop it. These are pointless stats. They mean nothing. Can we talk about overall accomplishments? And please, can those players do it for more than at least 5 minutes? Whenever you start comparing people to LeBron, first of all, let me just get to this point for a second. Some of y'all that are even LeBron James fans have no idea just how good LeBron James is. If you listen to most people talk about how great LeBron is, they're only going to tell you a bunch of talking points that they hear people talking about in the media, if we're being honest. And it's one of the reasons I was very happy that Iman Shumpert pushed back in such an emphatic way. He was like, no, cut it out, right? Cut it out. Like, Vlad was like, well, do you think? He's like, no, just stop it. Right now, we are in the prisoner of the moment era. How do you know this? Just about 2 weeks ago, the Boston Celtics were playing against the Milwaukee Bucks. Going into that series, Giannis was the consensus best player in the world, at least for most people. Coming out of that series, because Giannis lost, most people started saying Jason Tatum was a better basketball player than Giannis. All it took was 7 games for people to start doing that. We have to stop that. I can almost guarantee you that the majority of the people that think LeBron James is a great player have probably not even seen any of his highlights past 2015. I can almost guarantee you that, because there's no way in hell that you can tell me you've been watching LeBron James from maybe, let's say, 2006, 2007, and you can feel as if LeBron and Luka or any other player in the NBA today are they're not. LeBron is way better than these dudes when he was younger. I'm not the biggest LeBron James fan at all, but you gotta give it up. I saw LeBron play early he was a monster. He was a physical specimen. And if you listen to what he said at the end, when he was like, your skills and all of this can take you to a certain level. But when he started factoring in athletic ability, he said it then allows you to do things that are just off the charts, off the radar. If you listen to Iman Shumpert give his account of recount the moment he guarded Kobe Bryant when he was, I think it was a New York Knick, and Kobe Bryant did some weird, back off the back, but he started doing weird stuff. He was like, he went back to the coach. He's like, coach, that's not even in the scouting. This dude is just making up stuff on the fly, right? His athleticism and his gifts and all of that, his creativity is allowing him to do things that's not normal, right? These guys are unique. The Jordans, the LeBrons, these guys are special. And I think we devalue these guys when all of a sudden we're sitting down eating chicken or eating some popcorn, watching a basketball play, and you see a highlight or you watch 1 or 2 games or 1 or 2 series, and all of a sudden, because you've never seen anybody else play great basketball, all of a sudden you stand up and you're like, oh man, this guy reminds me of Kobe or LeBron. No, he don't. No, he don't. LeBron is let me say it again. No one in the NBA playing basketball right now in their early 20s, no one in their early, meaning from 24 and under, comes close to as good as LeBron was in his early 20s. There's nobody, not Luka, not John Morant, not Zion, whoever you want to bring. There's nobody as good as that dude when he was younger. We got to cut this out. We got to cut it out. Enough. And I'm very happy that Iman Shumpert pushed back the way he did it. And he basically shut it down. When I was like, you really think so? He's like, no, bro. I don't.